What if the clothes you're wearing right now had a hidden cost? Polluted rivers, unpaid workers, and piles of waste. Every second, a ton of clothes is dumped or burned. Still, we keep buying more and more. Today on Fashion in Focus, we ask one of the most important questions in the fashion industry. What's really behind your clothes? Joining us here today are two guests with two opposite opinions of the debate. An influencer who promotes fast fashion and an activist who fights to expose its impact. But before this, let's hear what fast fashion is even about.
Let's be honest for a second. How often do you wear something just a few times and then it ends up at the back of your closet? That's exactly where the problem starts.
We're talking about fast fashion. Clothes produced super quickly, sold really cheaply and replaced almost immediately by new trends. And it works. New trends pop up every week, prices are low and buying more feels completely normal.
But behind that convenience, there's a reality we don't see. Workers in some countries are paid almost nothing and work in unsafe conditions. Huge amounts of water are used to produce clothes, and tons of waste end up in landfills every single day. Some clothes are literally worn once and then thrown away.
So, why is this such a big deal right now? Because fast fashion is growing faster than ever, especially with social media constantly pushing new trends. And what's at stake? If nothing changes, we're normalizing a system that depends on waste, exploitation, and overconsumption.
Let's start with you, Lisa. You are an influencer. Why do you promote fast fashion?
Because people genuinely love it. I see it every day. My followers want affordable outfits that still look good and feel current. Not everyone has the budget to shop from expensive sustainable brands. And I think it's unrealistic to expect that from everyone. Fashion shouldn't be something only a small group of people can access.
I understand that not everyone has a lot of money. But the problem is that someone else pays the real price. Many garment workers work long hours and very little and sometimes work in unsafe factories. And the idea that we constantly need new clothes, that's been carefully created to keep people buying. True self-expression shouldn't rely on disposable habits. You can still be creative and confident without contributing to that cycle.
But isn't it better that these workers have jobs? If people stop buying from these brands, workers might lose their income.
That argument is often used, but it is too simple. The question is not jobs or no jobs, the question is fair jobs or exploitation. Workers should not have to choose between poverty and dangerous work.
So the real issue is not fashion itself, but how the clothes are produced?
Exactly. Fashion is not the enemy. Exploitation is the problem.
I agree that workers should be treated better. No one should work in unsafe conditions or be treated unfairly. But I also think it is not right to blame customers. People buy fast fashion because it is everywhere. It is trendy and it is easy to get. Also, fast fashion is important for many young people. It helps them express their personality and feel confident. So instead of attacking customers, we should ask brands to be more responsible and honest about how their clothes are made.
I'm not blaming the customers. I'm blaming the brands that produce more and more clothes, while workers suffer. Many workers have to work long hours under pressure and in unsafe conditions. That's not fair. Brands must do more than just say they care. They must prove that workers are treated with respect, paid fairly, and protected at work.
I want to push both of you here. Lisa, if you knew a piece you promoted was made by underpaid workers in unsafe conditions, would you still promote it? And Julia, if fast fashion disappeared tomorrow, what would you say to people who genuinely can't afford more ethical options? Are they just supposed to go without?
That's a tough question. I wouldn't only support harmful conditions, but the truth is, most supply chains aren't transparent. I think the responsibility shouldn't fall only on individuals or influencers, but also on brands to do better. At the same time, I still believe people deserve affordable choices. So the solution has to be improving the system, not removing excess.
And I don't think people should go without. That's not the goal. The issue isn't blaming individuals. It's changing habits and expectations. Affordable doesn't have to mean disposable. Thrifting, swapping, wearing clothes longer, those are realistic options. But more importantly, companies need to be held accountable so ethical choices become accessible to everyone. And additionally, it is also important that everyone takes action. attend protests, speak out publicly, and deliberately boycott brands that continue to rely on exploitative or environmentally harmful practices. Real change doesn't come only from individual choices, but from collective pressure on companies and policymakers.
That's where it gets complicated. Responsibility, access, and impact all colliding. Thank you both for being honest in that moment. Okay, so here's the key message. Don't rush to blame individuals for what they wear or buy. Most people are limited by price and access, not ignorance. But stay awake. Think before you buy, ask questions, and support better practices when you can. Real change comes from awareness and small, consistent choices. So next time you get dressed, think about the story behind your clothes and make your choices with intention.